What's good, everybody? This is Eddie and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. And for today's sneaker, we have a very bizarre sneaker, but is full and rich of history, and that is none other than the Nike SB Dunk Low eBay, also known as the Sandy Bodeceker eBay Dunks. And I have to say that this sneaker has a lot of history to it and obviously looks like the eBay SB Dunk, but there is a couple of modifications to it, which I'll get into the details of the shoe. But before we even continue this review, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below as well as that notification bell. In my previous video on the special box Orange Lobster Dunks, I did ask you guys to please help me out because we're almost at that 1,500 subscriber mark, and I would just love as a Christmas present from y'all to me to get me to that 1,500 subscriber mark before the end of the year. And that's all I ask of you guys, because you already know I equip you with the latest and greatest sneaker reviews as well as the history and details behind it. But on that note, let's just go right into the box details of the shoe. And the only reason why I'm bringing it up at this point, you guys know I review a bunch of SBs on this channel now, but it's pretty cool because although this was not intended, the colorway shown on this box is basically the same colors as the eBay Dunks. You got the greens, the blues, the yellows, the reds. It's just crazy how that works out. And then on the sticker tag right there, it reads as Nike SB Dunk Low OG Quick Strike, and the colorway shown is white, hyper royal, and mean green. And this is a 9.5. I actually did hit these eBay Dunks, and since that's coming in about a week or so, I hit my boy up Mark, and as you guys know, Mark hits every sneaker in the world. So when I need that review and I don't got the sneaker myself, my boy helps me out. So this is actually in a size 9.5, but you know, it still fits good for the on foot, which I already tried, and these sneakers look crazy on foot. So now when starting off with the history of this shoe, as I mentioned earlier, it is a big tribute to Sandy Bodeceker. So he's literally the reason why Nike SB is the way it is today. So in 2002, Nike SB launched under his guidance, and also in the 1980s, around the time he was hired, he noticed how skaters loved the Nike Air Jordan 1 as well as the Nike Blazer. And that's why when you look at these Nike SBs, obviously we have the highs and the lows. They basically have a pretty much similar shape to the Nike Air Jordan 1. And then in August of 2003, eBay and Nike actually did an auction for a one-of-one eBay SB Dunk Low, and there was only one pair that was created officially, and whoever won that auction was to get the size of their choice. And it was a big secret who was the person that got it, because nobody ever found out. It was a secret, and there was this whole mythological legend that came around this eBay SB Dunk until one day at an event, Sandy Bodeceker actually popped out with that one-of-one eBay SB Dunk Low. And now fast forwarding onto the history of what created this model right here, obviously it is a tribute to Sandy Bodeceker himself. But if you guys didn't see that recent episode of Sneakers Live with Tiona and Jamerson where they spoke to James Arizumi about the eBay SB Dunk Low history, and I don't think it's on the sneaker highlights yet, but basically he explained what the history of this shoe was, and I'm not 100% sure because it's been like a week or two since that happened, and I can't fully remember 100% how he said it or reference it because the highlights are not up on the sneakers app yet. But essentially he said that he spoke to Sandy Bodecker one day and actually came out with the sawed up pairs of the eBay SB Dunk Low. And something else to note about James Arizumi is that on the insole of the shoe, you can actually see his child being held by Sandy Bodeceker himself. So that is dope that they have that detail on here. And I think he also said that was his foot that's shown on the right insole where it shows his foot with the sawed up eBay Dunks. James is a big figurehead in the Nike SB as well as Nike design department. I believe he's like the senior footwear designer for Jordan brand special projects. So that's something else to note. So he's definitely somebody big and somebody who contributed a lot within the Nike SB community. So that's pretty much going to conclude the history of the shoe. So now let's get right into the details of it. Guys, I'm going to start off with the toe box. But as you can see, we have this split toe box right here. Most of the areas that is resembled to be cut up is covered by this kind of like plastic material. I don't know what exactly is it, but I'm just gonna say it's like a clear plastic. This reminds me a lot of during like the early 2000s, like 2002 to like 2008, where we had the Bapesta sneakers and they basically had those transparent panels. And basically what people used to do was wear those sneakers with some nice socks to make the shoe pop even more. And I'm sure that's what a lot of people will be doing in this sneaker. I don't think this is going to be skatable. I know it's a Nike SB Dunk and has the original SB Dunk shape as well, but due to these plastic panels, I don't think it's gonna survive a couple kick flips, ollies, or whatever. It's pretty much gonna like tear up. So I don't know how durable this plastic is. And I'm not sure if people are gonna really wear it because this is a very special shoe that holds a lot of sentimental value to skateboard holders as well as the Nike SB Dunk OGs. I know there's a lot of you out there, but basically what I heard about Sandy Bodeceker was like he liked doing things outside of the box. He would probably have said definitely wear these shoes and skate in them and all that type of stuff. But anyways, guys, when going back into the details of the toe box, we do have that leather toe box right there separated by that plastic panel. Then at the mudguard, we have a yellow patent leather detail. But what I really love about this is when you look at the cut panel areas, it has that kind of like distressed look to it, because if you just sawed off a shoe, the leather would be like distressed like that. So I do love that detail right there. Then when we move more up, we do have more of that white leather on the toe box. Then we have these kind of patent leather light green eyelets right there. Then when we move more up, we do have these kind of royal blue laces, which match the eBay color as well. The only thing about this shoe is that it does not come with the extra pair of laces, so that's just something to note right there. Then we have this mesh nylon material on the tongue, but then again, it is separated by that kind of plastic panel right there. And then when we focus on this transparent area, you can actually see that there's no eyelet right here. So usually there would be an extra eyelet hole right here for your lace to go through. But since it isn't, you can actually see how the lace actually moves differently. So normally it would go through here, but it kind of makes this V shape now, which is a pretty interesting detail. Then when we move more up, we do have mesh at the top of the tongue. So instead of saying that Nike SB right there that it would usually say, it does say SB with the Nike check. And then it has a hashtag that says Nike SB forever, which I think is a very dope detail. Then we're going on to the lateral side of the shoe. We have our 3-cut panels right there. The Nike check is actually like almost completely destroyed, which is crazy. So we don't really see the edge of the check at all. We just see like the remnants of it. Then when we look at the top area, we do have this red patent leather that the laces go through as well. Then when moving on to the back heel area of the shoe, you can see that again, it doesn't have that Nike check logo. It just says SB with the Nike check on it in that royal blue color. And when we go into the medial side, the same thing pretty much follows suit as the lateral side. So there's not much to say right there. And then now guys, let's focus on the midsole of the shoe, because I think this is one of the dopest details of the entire shoe. So we do have a regular midsole, but somehow within this mold, they were actually able to give you solid colors as well as transparent colors and just add something completely different to the shoe. Then when we go into the outsole of the shoe, you can see more of that translucent hit to the shoe. And since this is an OG Nike shape, we don't have that kind of file-on foam that would be in the SB area right there, just a regular outsole detail. And I really love how they was able to make this transition so smoothly. I can't imagine how hard this was to create in the molding process, because usually it's just one mold, is just either it's translucent, gum, or just like a different color outsole. But for them to blend this in so smoothly is really crazy. One thing I do want to note that you probably can't notice to the naked eye is the fact that the midsole areas don't always match up with the outsole, and that's just due to the creation process. I'm sure not every mold or not every outsole looks exactly the same. Some may look better than others, but to me it's not a big deal, because for them to even pull this off is just really impressive to me. And now guys, let's look at the outsole. And this is what's really cool, because when you actually remove the outsole, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to catch that, you can actually see like the insertion of it like go away, which is crazy. So you're able to see more details of the footbed within that translucent area. And then as I mentioned previously about the insole, we do have Sandy Bodeceker right there with James Arazumi's child being held by him. And I think that's really beautiful how Nike and the SB team was able to show their love and affection for Sandy Bodecker and just show him in this light. I think that's really cool. And then here comes the mystery for me on the right side of the insole, because it definitely has somebody's foot there. I don't think this is Sandy Bodeceker, because if I'm not mistaken, it was James Arazumi who said this was him who took the picture, because he was the one that cut up the eBay shoe, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna say this is James Arazumi's foot, but I'm almost 100% positive during that Sneakers Live interview, he did say it was him. So who knows, I'm really not 100% sure, but my money's on it being James. So that's pretty much gonna conclude the review, guys. So now let's get right into this on for look, alright? Y'all, so that's pretty much going to conclude the review as well as the on for look, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Guys, this is definitely a super bizarre sneaker, one for the ages, and definitely a beautiful tribute to Sandy Bodeceker. It encompasses all of the love that he had for Nike SB. And one thing to note is that the team at Nike SB makes a joke about saying that basically Nike SB stands for Sandy Bodeceker instead of skateboarding. I think that was a beautiful touch that James Arazumi said during the Sneakers Live interview. And yeah, man, I mean, let me know what you guys think about this sneaker in the comment section down below. I definitely think it's a head turner, it's an eye turner. I personally would not skateboard in these because I wouldn't want to damage this historical shoe. But again, you guys let me know what you would do if you had this pair in your hands right now. So other than that, y'all, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends and your family and all that. And just keep doing what y'all doing to help put the YouTube algorithm and help my channel grow. Guys, as I mentioned in my previous video and at the beginning of this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel as well as hit that notification bell. We are almost at that 1,500 subscriber mark, and I would really appreciate it if you guys were able to get me there. So other than that, y'all, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.